Uh, um, um. Hey everybody, it's George Carroll. Welcome to this week's Motivational Minutes. And in this week's Motivational Minutes, we're talking about the power of chunking. So I was just recently in Ogden, Utah, delivering a 2-hour keynote presentation to an organization called Storm. Storm is the leader of innovative products in the bowling industry and has been for the last 30 years. And it was an honor to be able to share my philosophy on optimum performance and productivity. And one of the concepts that we talked about is the concept of chunking. So let me give you an example. So part of the presentation was all about why don't we follow through on the activities and priorities that we know are important in our life and in our career? So I asked a question. I said, how many of you in this room know that exercising and working out is important to your health and vitality? Everybody in the room raised their hand. Next question I asked was, how many of you consistently follow through on a daily and weekly and a monthly basis on exercising and working out? Half the room dropped their hands. And I said, well, what's the difference? Why is it that some people follow through on working out and exercising and they know that it's important and other people fail to follow through? So we began to explore that. And the only reasons why, and I'm going to give you three primary reasons why we don't follow through on things that we know are important, and it has to do with the power of chunking. Chunking is the concept of taking large ideas or large chunks of information and data and chunking them down in a way that we then can take action on them. So the only reasons why we don't follow through on things that we know are important in our lives, whether they're exercising, whether they're in our career, whether they're in our relationships, whether they're whatever it is because of three primary things. The first one is that we've chunked it too big. When we think about doing something, if it's too big and it feels overwhelming and we don't know exactly what to do, then our brain does this. Our brain goes, um, and it doesn't know what to do. It wants to move forward and it wants to take action, but there's no specificity in the chunk of data. Does this make sense? And so if we're avoiding doing something that we know is important, possibly it's because we've chunked it too big. The next reason why is because we've chunked it in way too many details. We've just chunked it in way too many steps, and that is overwhelming at the same time. And if we're focused on the process, for example, in exercising, if we're focused on the process of what it takes to work out, well, first I gotta, put on my shoes, and then I gotta put on my clothes, and then I gotta make sure that I have all the right equipment, then I gotta get in my car, then I gotta go here, and I gotta make sure that the weights are open, that the exercise machines are open, and I gotta do the exercise, I gotta stretch out, and I gotta do this, and I'm gonna get tired in the process, and it's gonna hurt, I'm gonna feel that lactic acid in my legs. If we're focused on all the tiny little steps in the process of what's required to exercise or what's required to do anything that you know is important to follow through on, one of the main reasons why is because we've chunked it into way too many details, and those details are primarily painful. We'll avoid pain and move toward pleasure. So if we associate pain to the process of working out, we're going to find a way to avoid it. We're going to find a way to distract ourselves. We're going to find a way to eat a pizza, and then we're too tired, and then we don't work out. Right? So those are the two primary reasons. And there's one more that I think will really help you get over the edge as it relates to getting things done and following through on the things that you know are important in your life, in your career, in your business, in your relationships, whatever area it is. And that is to associate emotionally and energetically to the outcome of what you're doing. So sure, you think about the process of exercising, and yeah, you think about the pain, you think about the uncomfortableness, you think about the hurt, you think about the soreness, and you probably won't go work out. But if you start to connect yourself with how you feel afterward, like think about it. How do you feel after you go for a kick-ass workout? You feel good, don't you? You feel energized.